Hi, Pragati here. Welcome back to my video again. In this video, I would like to share with you how I normally do property research. Now, we do get a lot of sources and investment companies who send you lots of deals, lots of opportunities, property opportunities, and if you're looking for a property opportunity, how would you research the property to make sure that it fits what you're looking for? I'd like to share with you how I do my property research. Hopefully this will help you, especially if you're just starting in property. So the first thing I normally do is to check the postcode or the address of the property, and then I check it out in Google Map. So when you go in there, of course in the map you can see where your property is located, and I normally try and see how far the nearest train station is. I try and check how far the nearest transportation is from that particular property, whether you've got bus services, whether you've got train stations nearby, how far are the schools from there, and how far is the hospital or any other major establishments from that particular area. And you can see all of that from Google Map. It makes it so easy because as you zoom in and out, you can see all the different things that matters to you as a landlord or a property investor, that will help you to achieve the highest rent, or that will help you to make the right decision. So I would check that. Of course you want to make sure that this is the property is near to a major town or a city. If it's in a really suburb area, out of the town, out of the city, that's not my criteria. So but then it might be somebody else's criteria, so you just have a look. But generally if you're looking to actually rent the property out, you want to be near to a major city or a town. The next thing I look at is how other properties of similar condition and bedrooms are on the market and sold. Okay, so this normally I use the Rightmove website or the app to check this. So what you can do is and if it was, for example, a 3-bedroom house, just type in 3-bedroom house and filter the price range and have a look whether there are any properties of a similar condition in the market being sold or available right now to purchase in that particular area. So of course if it's not on the same address or the same street, just try and increase the area by a quarter radius or a half a mile radius from that particular property that you are looking at. So this should give you some idea about, right, so there is a better property which is at a higher price, or there is a similar property which is at a higher or a lower price than the one that I am being presented at. I would look at that. At the same time, I would also look at how property prices have been sold in that area. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the sold house prices feature in Rightmove. If not, I'll just show you the page here. You just have to click the button sold subject to contract, and once you update that, it should list you the properties that are being sold in that particular area. So this will give you some idea about how the property prices have been sold in that particular area. This is important as an investor, so you know that you are actually purchasing the property below market value, at market value, or at higher market value. Okay, so that will give you that sort of indication there. And I would do the same thing with the rent. In the same address and the same radius, I would then check for properties to rent and the properties that are already rented. Again, just use the same rent subject to contract that already let agreed. Let agreed means it's already been let out, and you can see the prices, the similar properties are being let out. So this will then give you really good indication that how much rent can you expect from your property. The next thing I would also do is to check the Google Street View, you know. So I normally check the normal Google Maps, and then I check the satellite version. I also check the Street View. So that will now give you, you know, it's basically you're just walking down the street, you know, on the Google Street View. And things I'll be looking at for is the property next to a pub? Is it property next to a junkyard, or is there big an electrical power plant next to that, or anything like that? So anything that is out of ordinary should, you know, ring a bell, and you can inquire further about that particular aspect that you didn't like or you've spotted when doing the Google Street views. Okay, so this is the first bit of the research I would normally do, and then comes to a bit of a figure. So when it comes to figures, you're normally looking at your yield, and you're looking at your return on investment. So if you are just starting on property, then I do have other videos on how to calculate your yield and return on investment, so you can, you know, check that out. If you're already an investor, I'm sure, you know, you've got this, you know, readily available on your computer, probably on your Excel sheets there. So just calculate that, you know, and I think every investor has got their own okay, so if I get an 8% yield, that's okay for me, you know, or maybe for some they're expecting 10 plus, you know, so you would have your own sort of a baseline margin. So I would do that for that particular project or a property that's been presented to you, and see whether that actually fits your criteria. And if that all stacks up, if that numbers work for you, the area works for you, and you're happy with all the Google Maps and the street walks you've done, and then I think the next phase is now to contact the investment agent, the sourcer, or the estate agent who has actually presented you with this opportunity. So that's the first bit of research that I would do. On the next video, I will share with you, you know, how I do the next bit of the research. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.